So, welcome back friends to my channel. If you're a return visitor, thanks very much for checking this out, which will be my first unboxing video. And if you're new to my channel, thanks for checking me out and taking the time. Hopefully this video will be cool. I personally wanted this guitar for a while, and a few others as we do, but I've not seen any reviews on it bar the odd 1 minute or so. I'm going to do a two-part video. We're going to do what it looks like and the specs, and then the next one will be when I restring it and get it into the domain that I'm playing all the rest of my material with. So, you know, if I can ask before we move on, if you like this sort of content, my videos, my studio stuff, me making my own music and gear reviews like this, please do like and subscribe for more. So without further ado, let's get into this. So this is an ESP. Okay, so I don't have any ESPs on my rack at the minute. I've got an Ibanez 8-string there. I've got a Jackson Kelly Baritone 6. I've got a Fender Professional Strat 2. I've got a Dingwall Combustion 5-string, and I've got a PRS SE Mark Holcomb. I've also got a 9-string Ibanez RG9PB. So this is bridging the gap between a lot of those. So, wow, what a treat. Okay, so firstly, just to give you oversight, this is the second one of these that I've received from Gear for Music. The first one, unfortunately, had a bit of damage the first time round. And no fault of Gear for Music, obviously. They've sent me a replacement, and they've graciously sent me, on request, a set of thicker strings, because I'm just going to drop plant this into G standard below and get it into the domain that my Jackson plays, which is a 6. So I've had 7s in the past. So this is a 7-string Les Paul type guitar, and I'll pull it up to the cameras in a second. And I've not had a 7 for a while. I did have an Ibanez, and I got my 8s and 9s, and I've gone back to longer scale length 6s. But I wanted something in the middle, and I wanted this particular style of guitar. And a bit of a disclaimer, if you see me sweating a bit here, we're in the UK. If you don't have any aircon and it's a bank holiday weekend, then it's pretty hot. So, you know, apologies for that. I'm not a pig. It is pretty hot. And with that, I'm just going to get the air up my face. So it's sweating. Right, so let's not delay this. Let's have a look at this beautiful instrument. So black and gold is the theme. So hopefully on the cameras you can see this. What a lovely guitar. Look at that. Look at that. Black and gold absolutely everywhere. I'm hoping with enough movement here you're going to get a bit of this on all these cameras. So I'll just give it a bit of a rotation there. See on the back, machine heads, black and gold as well. Binding on it there. Okay, let's get this back into the light. Okay, so what we've got there, what an instrument, guys. So yeah, I wanted a 7-string Les Paul style. I'm not into Gibson or Evertune in any particular way. I've had an ESP Eclipse 2 before in Snow White, and that was an absolute dream of a guitar. It was a beast. I'm really sorry to have let it go, and I might be able to throw up a picture of it on screen in a second. Hopefully he remembers. Where I used to play that in a cover band. So this guitar, the theme black and gold. So you see, we've got an Evertune bridge here with gold saddles. We've got, see, all the new stuff's done. We'll get to pick these off shortly. Fishman Fluence pickups, active. Gold screws around the edges and the covers around the edges, but the pickup itself is gold. We've got a on the same there, so double humbucker setup. You can see the housing and the switch mechanism are gold as well, so black and gold there too. We've got this lovely detailed binding around the edges there. You can see. Is that a ding or is that me? No, that's me. It's not a ding. So it's perfect still. Very good. So 27-inch scale net, guys. 27 inches. For me, for extender range guitars, I certainly will not go any lower than 27s. I'm just so used to playing them, not because it's always drop tune nasty stuff, but I don't like the sound, like the range that the 6 strings kind of have out. They just feel alien to me whilst I started playing guitar, like probably most of you here, playing on a 6-string. It's just not for me anymore. I need, and if it is a 6, it's extended like a baritone, like this PRS SE Mark Holcomb there, which again is, I think it's 26.5, but I wouldn't go any lower than this. If I could make this my dream guitar, what I would do is I'd have this as a 28-inch, a 28 or a 29 maybe, you know, get it properly out here so we could drop it to hell's level, you know. So, moving on to the headstock, what we've got, again, EST Limited Logo Deluxe, it is really a lovely looking guitar. Headstock, black tuning posts, or machine pegs there, sorry, gold should I say, on black and white background you can see there. As we turn around, machine heads and the tuning mechanism themselves, black on gold again. Adds a really nice flair to this instrument, really does look nice. What about that, guys? So battery pack on the back there, so it's going to be a 9-volt for these Fishman Fluence pickups. I'm going to have to get a strap for it, so when I make the second video of me kicking the arse out of it, we'll have a new strap, maybe a black on gold strap, big chunky leather one, and we'll be swinging this nice and low. So I have got the Toemaster Pro ready plugged in, and as it's an Evertune guitar, it should be in tune, because even if it gets banged or whatever in transit, provided it's been set up right, it should just remain in tune. So if I've got a pickup in my pocket, I'm just going to strum a chord. Forgive me. There we go. So I've got a pickup here. Let's see if just a usual power chord sounds in tune. Sadly not. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set that up. So the idea is to put these strings through it anyway. Okay guys, so let me just look on screen the spec we've got. So if you want to see the guitar, we'll pop it up in a second again. So on screen, I've got some Guitar for Music. Again, they're really good at helping me get a second one. So you can see there, this is the guitar we've got, and I've got it in person. So it's a lovely looking instrument, but let's quickly go through the spec and then we'll get it plugged in and strings change and all that kind of stuff. So ESP LTD EC1007B Evertune 7 string in black overview. So it is a 27-inch scale neck, so it's long enough to get down to those. Certainly if I'm going to be drop F in it and drop G in it, or G standard or F standard below, which will allow me to play the chunky stuff I want and have an extra string. So I've been playing G standard below in my Jackson, or on my Jackson, and that's in a 6 string. So having this extra string when I put my 8 string set on it, it should be a bit more comfortable to play. So we've got the 27-inch scale neck, baritone obviously, mahogany body, the maple top, providing balanced tone with plenty of sustain, we shall see, and I'm sure it will. 3-piece mahogany neck, Mikasa and ebony fingerboard for smooth playability and durability for years to come. We'll see. But the neck, I must admit, so I've not got it plugged in or anything yet, it is quite a thin profile neck. You can see on there in either of these cameras, it's quite thin, and having played my Jackson, the Jackson I think is flatter, but this has got, it's got a comfortable neck. It doesn't feel big. It feels like we're going to be able to play that quite easily. Even at the top end there, it's really thin and flat, so that should allow us to play nice and easily. Fishman modern Fluence pickups, so I've got those in my 9 string from Ibanez, my RG9PB, with a coil split there. So if we're going to be doing our clean stuff or any gnarly tone improvisation we want to do, we'll be able to split the tone there too, which is lovely. Evertune bridge logo, you can see there, is indented on, and we've got all the gold hardware. So it's supposedly a sophisticated and edgy look. I think it looks amazing. I think it's going to look real sick. Playing it, or just just get up there with all the rest of them. I've got blacks, I've got blues, I've got whites. I think that is a lovely looking instrument. There's always room for more, but hey, what else does it say? So a wide range of tones for pristine clarity. I mean, if you've used Fishman modern Fluences, you'll know what they're capable of. I mean, this type of construction as well is going to be really good. So the Evertune bridge then itself, so not a normal hardtail, an Evertune bridge, so I'm going to have to do a bit of a lesson in between me posting this and getting onto the second video to actually playing it. I've not used Evertune before, so there's this Z mode and whatever mode that you can allow it to have certain bends, and you will hear it because I do like to bend certain stuff for Thol and Gent, but I want it to remain in tune, so I'll have to quickly upskill myself on how to keep that bridge in tune. So into the spec itself, you can see there, this is a right-handed model. If anyone didn't know, if anyone is interested anyway, I'm a left-hander, but I've always played like a right-hander. I've played drums first, and I've always played it as a lefty. I didn't know any different until I started making money as an adult and realised, you can actually get the other side. So as we can see through there, a right-handed model, and it's the Eclipse style. Obviously, ESP Eclipse is their Les Paul kind of thing. It's a set-through neck, so let's see how that sustain and tone. 27-inch baritone, maple top, 3-piece mahogany. Fingerboard is Mikasa ebony. Radius to 3 to 400 mil. Compound, it does feel flat. That's quite a large radius, so it does feel nice and flat. The nut width, so I'm going to have to, we'll see, but these Dadari MY-XLs, they're going to go in there. So the top of this is a 9 to 80, and 80 might not actually be thick enough for me. I think these come with a 60 or something, which isn't particularly thick, not from what I'm used to anyway. I mean, okay, it's a 7, but it does look still pretty slinky to me. I don't think it's going to be where I want it to be in the tune I'm going to get. So I might have to file the nut a little bit, which is fine. I've done that before. It's not a big deal, just a couple of slices, and that'll be able to accommodate these. And then we'll have it in the tuning range that we want. 24 stainless frets, which is great again. I mean, this isn't a particularly cheap guitar. It's not in the many thousands, but in the UK, GBP, so Great British pounds, we're looking at £1,914. And, you know, that's quite a lot of money. So you're expecting these basics like stainless steel, push-pull, Evertune, modern Fluence, and locking tuners and things like that. So we're getting what we want, but sadly it doesn't come with a case, no strap, no case or anything like that. So you are just getting the bare bones. So maybe the package for this sort of value or price, you'd expect a bit more. Certainly the last couple of guitars I've got, my Jackson that I play more than anything, came with a padded case, which is brilliant. So I'd expect something like that. So hardware, black and gold, as you've seen, loads of it. Locking tuners, and that's going to be an absolute gift in this. Locking tuners and Evertune, this isn't going out of tune. Once I've got it into G, it's going to stay there. Humbuckers, Amlica Gold 7 string, obviously. Bridge, same again. And push-pull and three-way toggle switch. 1, 2, 3. and Didari XL 110. So that's the guitar as a visual or aesthetic roundup, whatever you want to call it. I'll just do a few more seconds of you having a nosy at it. But ultimately, we're going to have to restring it. It's not in tune now at all, I don't think. No, it's not in tune at the slightest. I've seen a lot of review videos where that seems to be a talking point. I don't care what tuning it comes in. I want to know whether it's damaged or soldered properly. So action-wise, you know, if I was to look at it, action would look reasonable. It just needs tuning in. I can't say at this stage, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So we'll end it there. This is the visuals. We'll get it plugged in. We'll get it tuned up, and then we'll get the Tone Master Pro on, and we'll start banging some metal through this. All right, so if you're interested for more, please tune in for part 2. We'll go through this video and show you some of my latest riffs I've been doing and see how it sounds in some cleans, some split coil, some neck pickup stuff. That'll sound great in cleans, I'm sure it will, but also some downright filthy chugs. All right, guys, thanks for checking it out. And again, if you do want to see more of this, please do like, subscribe, throw me your comments if you've been interested in a 7-string Les Paul type thing like this. There aren't many of them about. I've got to admit, Ivan has doing something like this, but no, I had to wait a bit for this as well. So if you are after something like this, check Gear for Music out. I'm sure they can throw one your way. But that's it, guys. We'll see you for the next one.